Welcome to the channel. I'm the Swedish dividend investor. So guys, I've got this cold that just won't go away. I'm currently on the 5th week of back and forth, so I'm sorry if my voice breaks or sounds weird. Anyway, October is in the books and we got some dividend income to go through. And this month was pretty good. If you want to help me and support my channel, remember to like, comment and subscribe. We just passed 700 subscribers and we are inching closer to 1000. With that out of the way, let's start with the portfolio value and performance for the year. At the recording of this video, $1 is 9.5 Swedish crowns. So I use two brokers, my main portfolio and my high yield portfolio. So we see a combined value of 1,283,175.73 Swedish crowns, or in dollars, that's $135,096. The performance for the main portfolio year to date is 7.08%, and the high yield is sitting at negative 2.08%. Mwop, mwop. The high yield portfolio is pretty new, started in late August, so I think it will take a year to see where we are at. And I also don't know if they include dividends in the performance. My main broker does. Let's take a look at my payments for October, starting off with the first week. I received 4 payments. First out is Capital Southwest, ticker CSWC. This is the first dividend I received from my high yield portfolio. We got 2 payments, a special dividend of $0.06 per share and a regular dividend of $0.1934 per share. So a combined dividend of $0.2534, and I got 55 shares, so that's $13.94. Unfortunately, we do have to pay the US taxman his share for just existing, so we remove $2.09 and we land at a total of $11.85. Sweet. Moving on with Aris Capital, ticker ARCC. I've been holding for a while and I hope they go down a bit more, so I can buy more at my other broker. My 62 shares each paid me $0.48, so that's $29.76. And if we remove the tax of $4.46, we land at $25.3. Next up, the only pure tech in my portfolio, HP Inc., ticker JEPQ. I did buy some more this spring. They have performed okay, I guess, paying a pretty decent dividend, but I might sell this one. I have some stocks paying around 3.5 to 4% dividends, but the performance has been lackluster, so I might sell them and move them into something like VDIV instead. Time will tell. My 150 shares each paid $0.2894, so 43.41, and we do have to pay tax on this one as well. So we remove $6.51 and we get a net payout of $36.9. Moving on with Pennant Park Floating Rate, ticker PFLT. Nothing much to add here. I will do a small transfer to my other broker and buy some more this month, since they are at a pretty appealing level. My 120 shares each paid me $0.1025, so we get 12.3, and less the tax of 1.85, we land at 10.45. Nice. Summing up the first week and the monthly total so far, we land at $84.5. For the second week, I received 5 payments, starting off with Cibus Nordic Real Estate. A viewer asked me to include the tickers. Well, here is a problem. The ticker changes. The ticker here in Sweden is CIBUS, but some tickers show STO Cibus, Cibus ST, or Cibus XSTO. So yeah, they do pay monthly dividends, except they usually skip the June payout and make a double payout in May, for some strange reason. Anyway, I added 11 more shares during October, so I'm up to 389, but my then 378 shares each paid me $0.8802, so that's 332.72 Swedish crowns and no taxes. Thank you very much. But, like always, we need to convert it to freedom units to simplify for our international viewers. So we divide 332.72 with 9.5 and we get a dollar payout of 35.02. Pretty sweet. Time for some covered call ETFs. Kicking off with JPM US Equity Premium Income, ticker JEIP or JEPI. 36 shares, each paying 0.1169.
Nice.
So that comes out to $4.2. I don't pay taxes on ETFs domiciled in Ireland. Very much welcome, since we always get taxed to death. Let's see if the next one has a bigger payout. JPM Nasdaq Equity Premium Income, ticker JEQP or JEPQ. Let's see here. My 36 shares each paid 0.1795. So that's $6.46. And again, no taxes. So that's a bit better. Time for the big brother in the family. JPM Global Equity Premium Income, ticker JGPI or JEPG. I've not added to this one for a while, since it's by far my biggest position. My 480 shares each paid me 0.1471, so that's a total of $70.6 tax-free. We have another payment from another covered call ETF this week. MONTDIV Global Monthly Dividend, ticker MONTDIV, and the prefix or suffix of choice STO, ST or XSTO. It's a different kind of covered call ETF, since they aim to pay 0.5% of the share price, so the dividend goes up if the share price goes up, and it's the other way around. My 309 shares each paid me 0.4497 Swedish crowns, so that's 138.95 Swedish crowns. Converting it, we get $14.62 tax-free. Summing up the second week, we land at $130.9. Adding it to the monthly total, we are sitting at $215.4. For the third week, I received 7 payments. First out is Altria Group, ticker MO. Apparently, they took a nosedive this week, but it's all good. I'm still up 22% on appreciation alone. Combine that with a yield on cost of 9.4%, and I've been holding them since 2021. Gotta love the SIN stocks. My 82 shares each paid me $1.06, so that comes out to $86.92. And after removing the tax of 13.04, we get a net payout of $73.88. Cool. Let's do the final covered call ETFs. Global X S&P 500 covered call ETF, ticker XYLE, XYLP, XYLU, and XY7D. Yeah, that's a thing, I guess. I swear, these European ETFs and their endless variations of tickers. Anyway, my 210 shares each paid me 0.1133. So that's a total payout of 23.79. And again, no taxes. Let's check out the brother ETF. Global X Nasdaq 100 covered call ETF, ticker QYLE or QYLD. You only get 2 tickers here. My 196 shares each paid me 0.1556, so a total payout of $30.5 when rounding out some decimals. Awesome. I'm pretty happy with the Global X ETFs. They seem to have a more stable payout than the JPM ETFs, and they have performed decently. Time for a Swedish dividend payer. Tele2, ticker TEL2B or TEL2-B, and the affixes mentioned before. It also seems the US has an ADR, that's American Depositary Receipt, with the ticker being TLTCY. So, if you are an American and you can't access the Swedish market, this is the way. They pay a semi-annual dividend, so twice per year. My 430 shares each paid me 3.15 Swedish crowns, so a nice 1,354.5 Swedish crowns. Converting it to US dollars, we get $142.57 and no taxes on my Swedish holdings. Time for another BDC. Blue Owl Capital, ticker OBDC. This is the second addition to my high yield portfolio and the first dividend I get from them. My 95 shares each paid me $0.37, so 35.15, and we removed the tax of 5.27, and we land at a total of $29.88. I'm pretty excited to buy some more of OBDC and all the other BDCs. Time for some real estate. WP Carry, ticker WPC. Not the biggest holding, but a pretty sweet dividend payer with quarterly increases. My 30 shares each paid me $0.91, so $27.3. And if we remove the tax of 4.1, we get a net payout of $23.2. Moving on. Realty Income, ticker O. Alright, we have been going down here, but it's pretty far from my buying price, so I just continue to stack those dividends. My 111 shares each paid me $0.2695, so $29.91, and after taxes of 4.49, we land at $25.42. Summing up the third week, we land at $349.24. Before adding up the monthly total, October was a pretty condensed month regarding the payments, so this was the last week of dividend payments, and I had to wait until the last of October, where I received interest payments from my broker savings account. So I got 73.61 Swedish crowns, but here I do have to pay a tax of 30%. Funny how that works. So we remove 22.08 Swedish crowns and we get a total of 51.53. Converting it to dollars, we land at $5.4. Before adding it all up, I want to know, who was your biggest dividend payer in October? Adding it up to the monthly total, we are sitting at a grand total of $570.04. Let's compare that to October last year. Here in my dividend tracker, we can see I was paid 4,692.47 Swedish crowns. That's 493.89 in today's dollar value. Comparing it to this year, that's an increase of 15.41%. Next month, we got a massive 5,365.15 Swedish crowns to beat. That's 564.73 in dollars. I made some heavy investments last year, plus I got a special dividend from Rubies. Will I beat it? Stay tuned for next month's update. If you like this kind of breakdown, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I'm the Swedish Dividend Investor, and I will see you in the next one. Stay smart, stay patient, and keep stacking those dividends. Ha det gött!